Hey everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I'm here with a little bit something, a little bit something different today. I'm actually not working with a stash kit and I am not working with a pre-made kit either. What I am doing though is I am working with a page kit that I've kind of put together. I have been watching Nicole Jones from Nicole Jones 911 she's been doing her page kits that she does periodically, and I absolutely love them. Well, Sarah from Sarah Swan is also doing it, and Nicole from, I believe it's Nick Mackin or something like that, her channel as well, where she's doing the same kind of page kit thing. Well, most of them are doing around 30 plus page kits, and I absolutely love that idea, but I also know myself, and if I do that, I will get so wrapped up in the organization and the process of putting them together that I'm afraid I would never use the kits. So what I'm playing around with the idea of doing is maybe doing 5 page kits at a time and doing them and then working with them and then doing 5 more and then working with them. But because I can't really decide what I want to do, I decided to go ahead and just make one page kit because I really, really, really wanted to do it. So what I've done is I have pulled out a whole bunch of different supplies, which I'm sharing with you right now. And then I'm going to speed up the page a little bit whenever I actually start putting it together right now. So let me tell you what supplies I'm using. I am using some basic gray supplies, and you probably will recognize a good amount, if not all of these supplies from different hauls that I've done and Happy Meal unboxings that I've done in the past couple months. But there are also a few different things that I have pulled out from my stash. So I kind of reorganized my desk. I used to have this bin where I would put a lot of almost used up products in, and I kept them in their original packaging. But what I decided to do last week was take that box, because I find that I don't go through it, and that's kind of not the purpose of it. I have it sitting on my desk so that I will go through it, but what I found is because they're still in the packages, I don't really rifle through it. So I took all of those things and I kind of sorted through it, and I pulled a couple of them out to go with this page kit here. As you can see, that's what that little pile to the bottom right of the screen is. That has I think it's the story card right there on top. That's what that little pile is from. But I took the rest of those supplies in that box and sorted them into little, like I'll show it to you in another video, but I have a little tray, like it's a little plastic tray with divided sections. And so I just cut all the little bits out of, like if there were 1 or 2 stickers left, I just went ahead and cut them out of the sticker sheet. Or if there were 1 or 2 pieces of chipboard left, I punched them out. And then in my end of month recap, you'll see all of the packages that I'm getting rid of because I put them all in there. And maybe that's when I'll show you how I have them sorted on my desk. And since I've done that, I did that last week. Today is Sunday that I'm actually recording this voiceover, and this video will go up on Tuesday. But since I've done that, I've done 3 layouts, and I've used it for every single one of those layouts. So it's definitely working having them in these little trays versus just in a box or a bin sitting on my desk ready to use. It's better when they're already punched out or out of their original packaging or whatever. And that is one reason why I was really interested in doing the page kits, because I had a lot of mostly used up packages of things, and I really wanted to make sure that I'm utilizing them because I don't like keeping them on my desk and not using them. So that was kind of the thought process behind that. So back to the layout here. The supplies that I'm using are basic gray supplies. I also had some Heidi Swap mink supplies. I had, and I don't have a mink, by the way, but I did buy a lot of the die cuts and things that were at Tuesday morning because I did like them, and you're going to see me use a lot of those here. I pulled out my American Crafts little box, and I pulled out some supplies there, and I already knew the colors I was using because I had pulled out this background page as well as the 6x6 pad pages, and so I just pulled out die cuts from the packages that I'm talking about that kind of coordinated with those colors. I'm using my Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher, which is my new favorite tool, by the way. I'm also using the Pink Paisley Hello Sunshine 12x12 pad for my background, which again, that is another one of my new old favorites, I guess. I've had this 12x12 paper pad. It's old, it's not new. I actually don't think I got it that long ago, but it's definitely an older paper pad, and I really love it. So that's the Pink Paisley Hello Sunshine 12x12 pad. I'm going to use some white cardstock. I am using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. when I do some stamping at the bottom of the page, and I'm going to stamp using the Studio Calico September 2017 stamp from their stamp subscription. Okay, what else is there? I'm using Fancy Pants Happy Place 6x6 pad as well as Basil Basics paper, the Adventures of 6x6 paper pad. So those are the two paper pads that I used. And I showed all of these supplies to you at the beginning, but I'm just kind of running through them so you know. And then I have two different alphas. I have LA Studio letters and numbers in white, and then I have American Crafts stickers daiquiri in white, which is a foam letter here, and that's what I'm starting with. So my title is Just Like You, and the word just and the word you are going to be in this foam letter, and then I'm going to use the LA Studio white letters and numbers for the word like. And so this photo is a picture of Kaylin and Ernest, and I'm going to go ahead and read you my journaling because you're not actually going to see me journal. It's going to skip over that part. But my journaling is just, you want to be just like your daddy and dress like him, act like him, and be just like him. It is so special and sweet. Sorry, I'm having a problem reading apparently. And that 6x6 paper that has all the words on it, I'm going to read you a few of the phrases that are on there because it kind of ties in with the layout itself. It says, you and me, you can do anything with laughter, today was a good day, like a dream come true, memories are made of bliss, more than I could have imagined, right here, right now, hello friends. Let's see, what else does it say? Oh, the source of my joy, us and them, today was a good day, and things like that. So that kind of ties in with the layout itself. I had this other journaling spot that you're going to see here, and I really played around with it for a while, but I'm going to replace that with something different after I do my stamping because I just didn't like how boxy it was. I'm going to end up replacing it with a little die cut that it looks kind of like notebook paper on a die cut versus a sticker, and I changed that up instead because it has rounded corners. I just felt like it worked a little bit better. So I wanted something along the bottom of this layout just to kind of add some movement, and so this stamp set from Studio Calico had these little paper airplanes, and this layout has nothing to do with paper airplanes, but I really like the look of it. And so I'm just kind of stamping it down here, alternating, like rotating the stamp back and forth, and then just kind of filling in the last little bit down here. And I think it adds kind of a nice border at the bottom that adds some movement to the layout as well. And I just had to stamp it on the background. I put it behind where my photo was at first just to make sure it was going to look right in the black ink. I could have used different ink, but I prefer Memento Tuxedo Black. That's just my favorite stamping ink. Now here's when I'm going to start sorting through all the different die cuts, and I like that journaling spot much better. And it works really well for the little cluster that I'm going to create around the bottom. I also think that it's a little bit better with the coloring. I liked that journaling card that I had put behind the other journal spot, but it's definitely a brighter blue than what I'm using on the rest of this layout, so it really kind of stuck out to me. And I am going to use a few shades of different blue on here, but the original journaling spot that I was going to use was very much a brighter blue. And these black and white die cuts here are the ones from the Mink supplies, the Mink die cuts that I have. You can definitely use them with a Mink machine, but I believe I got probably, I don't know if anybody else can remember, but something like 6 to 8 different packages when they were at Tuesday Morning, and they were somewhere between 99 cents to maybe $1.99 each. And so for me, that's a really good price point for a die cut package. So I didn't care that if it was designed primarily to be used with the Mink machine or not. I could just use them as black and white elements. That doesn't bother me, and I really like the different labels and the different die cuts and the different words and things like that. I'm not going to use all of the supplies that I pulled, but I am actually going to use a good amount of them. But I kept them on the packages, or at least kind of separated by where I had pulled them from, so I can put them back in my stash from where I got them. I like to sort most of my products by manufacturer, and my sorting process changes periodically. I used to have it sorted by supply type, like stickers or die cuts or papers, and at this moment in time, which is October 2017, they're sorted by manufacturer. And I have them in these big, I think they're 13 by 15 Ziploc bags, kind of have the different collections together. Now, we are going to be moving soon. Oh, still kind of up in the air on the exact moving date, but we are getting much closer. It should be within the next 6 weeks. So life is going to get a little bit crazy around here. And I'll probably have to take a couple days off of videos unless I can, pre-plan enough and get things scheduled, which would be awesome. But it just really kind of depends on how things go. But I will be sharing, my plan is, we'll see how this goes, but my plan is to kind of share a couple videos of me moving into my new craft room and reorganizing my new craft room and doing things like that, because my space is actually going to be a little bit smaller. However, I'm going into a room versus a loft, so I'll have a closet, whereas right now I don't have a closet. And then I'm also going to be taking a few things out of my room, like the computer won't be going in my room, whereas right now the family computer and desk is in my craft room. So there are a couple changes that are going to be made. So I think it would be kind of fun. Let me know if you guys think that would be interesting to see a little bit of a progression of my room coming together. I already have everything. I'm not buying any new supplies or organizational things to go in there. I already have everything. It's just more so reorganizing it and kind of figuring out how the space will work in my new craft room. I'm also toying around with the idea of adding additional lighting. So there will be a light fixture, of course, in the ceiling, but I thought about, it really kind of depends on where I place my desk, because there's one window in the room, because it's a bedroom that I'm taking as my craft room. But I thought about, instead of putting my desk in the middle of the room, putting it on the side of the room, and maybe adding additional lighting from the ceiling. We have a friend who's an electrician who can do that with no problem. So I thought about doing that just to kind of help with the lighting. But I always have my little extra lights that I use for filming anyway, so it's really not that big of a deal. It's just kind of thinking like, could that be helpful? I don't know, maybe. All right, so I'm kind of putting the finishing touches on this layout. I use my tiny attacher across a couple different elements, on that heart, on that love hexagon, as well as on the label on the top left. I also kind of clustered some embellishments around my journaling spot, which I already have read you the journaling there. And then did my stamping, and I really love the neutrals with the pops of blue, and I think it really works well with the photo. The photo is of Ernest and Kaylin sitting on a bench. I don't know where they were sitting. It looks like a Target bench, to be honest with you, because it's got the brick wall and then the red bench, and it does look like Kaylin's. Oh, it probably is Target, because it looks like Kaylin's drinking an icy or something. So it's just a picture of the two of them together. And they always take really good pictures together. Ernest is really big into selfies. I always laugh at him because he says, you're not good at taking pictures of me. Let me take my own picture. And he ends up doing some pretty good selfies. So I have a lot of selfies of him and Kaylin together. And I just think it's so cute. These are my boys. I would love to scrapbook pictures of them. All right, we're going to the finishing touches here. I'm just kind of playing around with the rest of the die cuts that I had pulled out to see if anything else could work. And I'm going to put this star up here under my little label. And the label just says notes, by the way. And then I am going to put another die cut right under my title. And this kind of helps ground the title a little bit. Doesn't make it look like it's quite so floaty. And it says the best part. And I'm just going to add one more little word, little banner under my title, under my journaling spot, and then that will be it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I will be back soon with another video, but let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. All right, guys, bye.